11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to the wrap up. So if we look at the description of this video, we've got some of the stuff that was worth watching this week. If we go down to the description there, let's see, I guess we can screen share here. There we go. Let's see, we start out with, and in this show to start a new one, which is another iteration of Kenn Blanchard's podcast, doing some awareness and outreach. Pretty cool. So link to that one right off the top there. And he's done quite a few podcasts this week, actually. Then we have Dragon Man. So I guess I'm not allowed to show that video, but I highly recommend watching that video. Very much worth it. I guess what I'll do is I'll do this. I'll post the post and then put the link. The museum is getting bigger and the layout is changed. So yeah, I can't wait for people who have been there to check out this video and to check it out. Let's go way back in the beginning. So let's see, you come in, and so this is this is this. Okay, now I get it. You come in like this, and then you come around like this. Okay. You come in, you go around like this. I get it. And then over here, yeah, makes a lot of sense. So I don't know where he added the new stuff. It must be this. It must be this whole section back here that's added. Wow, that's neat. So that's the museum, and this is a 30-minute video, which is a quick run through. Oh, it's amazing. Just imagine that we live in this country and the Dragon Man's over there and you get to walk around his amazing collection. So you're welcome. You get to watch 28 minutes of him walking around. Is this volume working? Yeah, I guess it's working. Then we get Locked and Loaded. So Locked and Loaded starts the week on Sunday. Actually, down at the bottom here. These aren't in any particular order. They're just when I click through and get them out of my... Uh-oh, copy striking me. When I go through my history over here. Holy crap, is that many people live right now? When you go through your history, this is just the order they came up in. So Gizzard starts out the week on Sunday mornings, so that would be the first thing to watch going forward, except for all the stuff that's going to happen on Saturday, I guess. And then after Gizzard, I think there was actually something else, and then Locked and Loaded came on, and they had Mychael on from MJS, I think is what they call it, and it's okay. I like their show and they brought up good stuff, but it's still more it's like still introduce Mychael all the time. So I'm trying to remember back to Sunday what else they chatted about. Let's see. Then we had, like, see, these are in no real order. We got Walt on CloverTac show. That was like 15 minutes ago. Just ended. So they had I don't know. It started late or whatever, and I missed like 45 minutes of it. So I don't know if I'll go back and listen to the beginning or not. I'm not sure if it was on for an hour or 2 hours. I think it felt like I watched quite a bit of it. Asked a couple of questions. Other people were asking questions. It was pretty good. Let's see. Understanding ethics terms. This is Walt making a video. He did a couple this week.
I wanted to talk about.
That one wasn't a long one, but it was all right. I guess he's having trouble putting together a desk or something, so even though we deserve to get videos, we're not getting them. Let's see. Then What was that one? Let me get communication. Oh, got cop, 2A cops. I guess I haven't been doing a good job.
Cops supporting gun rights on Geek. This episode, we're going to teach you how to communicate like a drug dealer.
Now the volume is horrible on this one, really bad. I had to put it on my other computer with the good speakers. Still couldn't hear it hardly, but it's a good one. It's actually a really good one. Talks about some interesting stuff that we'll be chatting about on the other channel. Internet privacy, internet security, so important stuff. A lot of people in the gun community will talk about putting stickers or decals on their vehicle. Well, do you do the equivalent when you're online? That's the question. So that's 2A Cops, great channel, and did another video. They do one about it once a week now at this point. Let's see. I'm going to yawn a bunch of times here. It's late for me. Annual meeting, open source defense. All right, so I was listening to something else that has nothing to do with anything we're talking about here. Or wait, does it? No, not really. So I was listening to something else, and then it got into something, and then they brought up open source defense. I went over there to look at it, to figure something else out like I'm talking about, and then I found this. So Liberal Gun Club, who insists that they're only there for liberals, posted this video from the Chicago Liberal Gun Club. And I'll have to listen to some more Liberal Gun Club people. But this is from August of 2020, so last year. And it is about an hour long. Really good. Really recommend it. Boom, putting that in there too. So this one, good stuff from 2A Cops, talking about just real basics, just what, a 20-minute video or something? Just the real basics on internet communication, internet privacy and security, talking about communication. And then open source comes in, a totally different subject, but wails on it. New way, old topics, new direction, new perspectives, good stuff. Highly worth listening to. I keep asking Walt about it, and he insists that open source defense is just 3D printing of guns, and I don't think that's but just one facet that they've got over there. Let's see. Then we get a bunch of people. The lawyers say I'm allowed to talk about this. So it looks like they've decided that they're going to basically copy an existing
welcome
property.
Back to the almost nightly Firearms Expo. Sorry we were late.
They're going to copy an existing property, property that has liability. So they're gonna open themselves up to some of that liability. Let's see then, but otherwise that's going on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it sounds like, and it's reminiscent of a nighttime show where they talk about 2A, mostly. And then we get to Gun Freedom. I've only listened to one so far. There's been two, but I've listened to one. The other one was like last night, and I didn't have a chance to yet. Gun Freedom Radio. There was only a couple this week. I got to keep yawning. It's late for me. Gun Freedom Radio is only a couple this week. So I guess everybody's driving to Florida. So that's their excuse for not doing stuff. I guess Gun Freedom Radio doesn't know us nothing because, we're not paying them. This is the one with Erich Pratt. And I was like, it's an Erich Pratt again. But it was all right. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So they had some good insight. Cheryl had one where she said something to the effect of, the side effect of all this anti-gun stuff will be more pro-gun activists. Oh, wow, that one wasn't a yawn. That was a sneezing fit. Anyway, this was it was all right. It was an hour, so it was a little bit longer than their normal video. Okay, here comes the. That was a long yawn. Then we've got Gun Food with Patrick Collins. At first, I was like, all right, some sort of a food thing, right? Like now we're cutting new ground. We're talking about new stuff, but Gun Food turns out to be ammo. And it was sort of an interview with somebody who's new to the ammo game. But there's some interesting points to that one. It was worth listening to. And then they've been on the road. I'm guessing they're walking to Florida, so that's why we don't get any shows. Let's see. Then we get CloverTac. So first he had other people on his show, and then he went on other people's show. So he just does whatever he feels like all week. And he was on with Crump. Here's the thing about Clover being on other people's show and Clover having people on his show. He just does it whenever he feels like, and he stops it and starts it whenever. So this one was supposed to be on like the week before, and then they decided, nah, let's do a week later, and that was this last week. So, yeah, it was a Crump interview. We'll leave it at that. Interview on Clover. Let's see what we got next. There's Erstwhile out there. Good evening. Let's see. Oh, we got a regular guy. So what does he do? He calls it R-double-G, I guess. So, oh yeah, there you go. R-double-G, midweek gun talk. Let's see. It's interesting watching this dude's chat. I don't watch it all the time because it's kind of, everybody's new. But it is interesting to watch somebody who's having an actual chat. They're not all blah, 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 whatever. They're just chatting about guns and learning. But it's frustrating listening to new people talk about stuff. So it's fun to watch that people are having fun, but it's also kind of boring to watch people chat about boring guns. But I watched that a couple of times. He actually had quite a few. I think he's quirking me right now, actually. But yeah, it's interesting to watch that one. I don't know. I've been watching live chats since there's been live chats. Since before they were common on the internet, because I was not really a tech guy, but I hung out with the tech people at this one place I worked at. So I've seen live chats even before, like back when DSL modems first allowed it to happen. And I've always enjoyed it. It's always been interesting just watching other people's use of the tech, right? That's what I like about it. Because anybody can pick up a paintbrush, right? And when 6 different people pick up a paintbrush without knowing how the other people are doing it, it's interesting. I find that interesting. So R-double-G doing his chat. And there's not too many of those. There's a couple of the chicks doing it, but it's kind of boring watching chicks talk about chick stuff. But it's actually kind of boring watching this dude talk about his new gun stuff. But it is interesting to see the new chat starting up. Let's see. Then these reps are actually... Oh, this was GOA.
You cannot accomplish what's in this bill without a gun registry. This bill will
Am I allowed to watch this? It's probably a copyright.
Laws don't fix it.
See, this is the kind of thing that I think it's useful for GOA to put this up. There's not a lot of BSing. It's their little logo. They're saying endorsed. Okay, great, big deal. But they're not really being obnoxious about it. And they're giving you a little info about who's going, who we're talking to or who we're listening to. And this is in the context of people talking to Congress in response to the legislation that's looming. And it's little blurbs. And what is the whole thing is 3 minutes. And although I only agree with maybe a couple of the positions in here, I think some of them are just so dated or old-fashioned or lame or boring that they're not going to work. It is interesting to see, even though people are on our side, what proportion of them I have come up with new ideas and new ways to express our positions and who's just yelling louder and whatever. So that's pretty interesting. I'm going to recommend highly watching this one. So how do I find this? This is actually the worst part, is getting the title of it for me, because over here it's no problem. If I do it, bam, plain text, right? If I did it over here, it would pull all kinds of weird code, and it's actually a pain in the butt. But whatever. We'll go over here. We'll add that, and it's only 3 minutes of your time just to help understand which of these representatives who are on our side, which of these representatives are like at another level and which ones are at the level of what our grandparents used to yell about because they couldn't hear each other. Ursula was saying we've been checking out the Almost Daily Gun Expo. There is litigation, yes, and I have watched one of them, but they're long. Now I know what it's like to watch a long show. It's lame. It's impossible. So anyway, I watched one and it took me days, like of just leaving it on the one computer, and when there was nothing else going on, I would turn it on for a little while and listen to what's going on. So it's actually probably better to do it twice a week instead of once a week or once a night, because there's no way to listen to it once a night. But it's also not going to be enough for some people, for the addicts. But yeah, like I said earlier, we've got litigation. They're going to get what's coming to them. Let's see. Now I can end up the thing with MIL-SPEC Monkey, who's the OG of making videos at SHOT Show. Nobody else ever did videos at SHOT Show before this dude. One dude had brought a camera to SHOT Show but wasn't doing anything with it, and Monkey was taking a camera to SHOT Show and making effective booth reviews or product reviews way before anybody. 2008 is insane, and by 2009 he had mastered it. And I had already started in 8. Well, no, we saw him do it in 8, and we started in 9. And this guy was a good 2 years ahead of us. Anyway, he's weird, but that's him doing a thing about women's pants. So they're always trying to mansplain or womansplain at us about their pants. And this is basically 20 minutes that you may or may not want, that shows you how pissed off chicks are about their pants. Their pockets technically, and then mansplaining about why their pants are the way their pants are, because I guess he's technically in the industry. So kind of interesting. We're about at 20 minutes, and we got a couple of people checking in. Ursula was the first one to check in. Artec is out there, as well as Mychael. We're being corked like 7 different ways from Sunday, even though it's the middle of the night on a Friday. But if anybody's got any questions about the stuff that we've chatted about here, or if you've got something that you've seen this week that was worth chatting about that is 2A, let us know. Otherwise, that was our weekly 2A wrap-up every Friday. Take a look at what was 2A during the week, the best Pro A stuff all week. For the people, it seemed like a couple people got here late. I'll just go back and see if anybody's got any questions in there and recap. We started off with Kenn Blanchard starting a new podcast. He's done that a couple of different times. I understand what it's like now that I'm old to start different projects, and I can totally get it. So this is actually a really interesting one. As a reverend, I can understand why he's doing it, and he's adding another resource to the community that is appreciated. Then we have an amazing, about a 30-minute video with Dragon Man. I linked to it earlier in here, up here somewhere. Bam. Highly recommend watching that. Dragon Man's museum got bigger over the winter. It got more stuff in it over the winter. Dragon Man is even more awesome and spends half an hour winging through what would normally take 2.5 hours on a weekend to go check out. He wings through it like a champ in 30 minutes. It's amazing. That just launched today. Definitely support Dragon Man. He's awesome. Then we've got Locked and Loaded. They started out the week with Gizzard, and Gizzard gets everything started. And well, actually, I didn't link to it. What's his face? Foss was in here. Let's find Foss. Am I going to be able to find it? It was a long time ago. What day would that have been? That would have been Yeah, March 11. I guess I could also just look for DM. Go find his channel and then go find this one and then link to it. Boom. So I guess technically Foss started out the week.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Then when lazy ass Gary got up at 7 in the morning or whatever, then I'm not gonna get back to here. That's when Gizzard started out down here. And then once he got everything started by clucking, Locked and Loaded wrapped it up. And that's what we were talking about up here. Then you get to just a random list. Walt was on with Clover today. Let's see, Walt did a thing about key ethic terms. And he's got flabbergasted trying to put together a desk. So we got no videos from him this week. Communication. This is from the 2A cops. Great video, worth watching. Highly recommend it. We link to it up here also. Boom. Check it out. Let's see. Annual meeting from Open Source Defense. Another 2A group, one of the newest 2A groups on our team. And that video there, you will not do wrong by watching that hour's worth of video. You'll understand what Open Source Defense is and what they can do. And why I say we're not going to win by talking louder or repeating ourselves, but instead by adapting and evolving. And Open Source Defense has a lot of good points in that hour-long discussion from, a year ago? Where'd it go? Oh. Yeah, annual meeting 2020. It's actually the annual meeting of the Liberal Gun Club, I think, in Illinois. But it's hard to tell because Liberal Gun Clubs are just for liberals, they say, and they only, they make their clubs for themselves. But this was a video on their channel of like the hour and 3 minutes conversation. Totally worth listening to. Oh, where are we at? Then we had the Almost Nightly Firearms Expo. And again, we have our attorneys working on that. Then we have the Gun Freedom Radio. We had a couple of shows this week. And just like you'll notice there's no Second Amendment Foundation on here. Because evidently national level organizations have to shut down for a week when something's going on in Florida. So I guess Paul's walking to Florida and he can't bring a phone with him and do the show. So we didn't get any Second Amendment Foundation stuff and they can't bank. So there we go. We don't get anything from there. And I wouldn't care so much if we weren't paying a national level organization for it. But Gun Freedom Radio, I didn't get any videos from them either. However, they're regular people just doing their thing, trying to be capitalists and throwing their own money on a giant pile to do stuff like speak at this event. So I guess it's okay. But again, what the heck? They walked there? Like, we only got 2 videos this week. Clover, he knew going to Florida. So he was all over the place. He's on Crump's chat over here. Everybody knows about that one. And then he was also interviewing Walt over here. And then he put out another series of videos this week. We got the RGG, regular gun guy, I guess, doing video corking me right now and watching his stuff this week a little bit. Thing from GOA, national level organization, spending everybody's money on an interesting video that took 3 minutes. And then we've got Monkey making a thing about women's pants, their pockets specifically. And then Gizzard starting off the week, like was mentioned before. All right, nobody said in the comments, so that's the show. We read it. We basically said the show twice now. Have you ever watched that Tribes of Europa show? Never even heard of it. Is it a 2A thing, or is it just some TV show? Never even heard of it. But that's the 2A wrap up. Everything that's good about 2A this week on YouTube, at least. Stay tuned in the future. Actually, stay tuned for definitely in the future. Be doing including some stuff that's 2A, unlike some of the other channels that are weakening their stance on 2A. we'll do 2A. It's just that we'll emphasize 2A even more by getting off of just stupid YouTube and paying attention to what is going on in weekly 2A, even off of YouTube and the rest of the world. Not 2A, but it's really good. All right. Well, thanks for the heads up. Been listening to a lot of podcasts, but right on. So till next time, then let us know in the comments what you think.